Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalam ala Sayyidil Mursaleen wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. We are talking about conditions of paying zakat. So one of the condition is that whatever money you have or whatever zakatable assets you have to pay zakah. You have to pay zakah on completion of one complete lunar year, 355 days. Please remember here, it is not according to the solar year, but zakat is payable after 355 days, not after 365 or 366 days. This is very, very important. Now, the second thing is accept agricultural produce. For all agricultural produce, you have to pay zakah on the day of harvest. If you are taking 2 harvests every year, you have to pay twice. If you are taking 3 harvests, you have to pay zakat 3 times. And you have to pay zakat on the same day, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Al-An'am, ayah number 141, وَآتُوا حَقَّهُ يَوْمَ حَصَادِهِ. يَوْمَ حَصَادِهِ. The day you harvest, you have to pay zakah on agricultural produce. You see, in South India, they have developed certain rice varieties which are of only 60-day duration. So after every 2 months, they are getting the crop. Every 2 months they are getting the crop. So whenever they harvest, the day they harvest, they have to pay zakah on it. Now, the most important condition for paying zakat, especially for those people who are rich and who are getting their income and their assets fluctuate ups and down, they have to keep a record of their zakatable assets on a monthly basis. And they should fix a date of paying zakat. Let me try to explain this situation. For example, you decide that I will pay my zakah on 1st of Muharram, the first day of the lunar calendar, 1st of Muharram. Or you can say, I will pay zakat only in the month of Rabi al-Awwal, 1st of Rabi al-Awwal. Or you can say, I will pay my zakat only in the month of Ramadan, 1st of Ramadan. Or 10th of Ramadan. Or 25th of Ramadan. You have to have a fixed date. And on that day, if you are a businessman, you have to close your shop and take an inventory. And you have to see and calculate the total amount of zakatable assets. Total amount of zakatable assets minus loans or payables, and then you will come up with net zakatable assets. Net zakatable assets. Now, let me try to explain you with an example. And we said earlier, today is 17th of September 2020. And the nisab of zakat is 87.48 grams of gold, which is worth $5,460 US. What you do, you make a graph. You make a graph of your assets on a monthly basis. For example, last year Muharram, you had a zakatable asset of $10,000. But this year, Muharram, after one complete year, your assets are only $2,000 US. So there was a decline. The money did not retain with you for all 350 days. So this Muharram, you do not have to pay any zakah. In the last Muharram, you had $10,000. This Muharram, you had only $1,000. And the nisab is $5,460 US. Since your present assets are less than the nisab, you do not have to pay zakah. But now, I will give you another example. I will give you a complicated example. Try to understand this. You have a chart of your assets for the year 1440 Hijri, Muharram to Dhul Hijjah. Now, this is Muharram 1442 Hijri, Muharram. Now, you have a graph of 1440 and also a graph of 1441 Hijri. And now we are in the first month of 1442 Hijri. What we found that in Muharram, you had only $1,000. Muharram 1440. But in Muharram 1441, after one complete year, you had $10,000 of zakatable assets. Since that money on first Muharram 1441 was not with you for the entire 1 year, you don't have to pay zakah. Then in Muharram 1442, you had $20,000. So your graph is going this way, up. In Muharram, 1,440, you had only 1,000. Now in Muharram, 1,441, you had 10,000. And next year, in Muharram 1,442, you have $20,000. Now you have to see, revise 1,440. From 1,000 you reached the level of 10,000. So you should know when you cross the limit of 87.5 tulas of gold. For example, after 3 months, Muharram, Safar, Rabiul Awal, after passing 3 months, you reach that point where the value of your assets were more than the nisab. Now, but you did not pay for those 9 months. So you have to pay zakat for those 9 months also, because that money retained for next 12 months also. So altogether 12 plus 9 months, 21 months. You had money more than the nisab, more than you had assets more than your zakatable assets. So you have to pay zakat for 21 months now. So this is the way you make the calculation. And one more important thing under conditions of zakat, I think I must mention at this point that you do not have to tell the person that this is the money of zakat. You don't have to tell that. So, for example, many people, they do not take money of zakat. They think it is an insult for them. So you don't have to tell them, but you have to ask what is their financial situation. Are they in hardship? Do they have loans? And how much of loan they have? And what are their assets? Are they paying zakat to somebody? Are they very poor? You see, you have to keep on asking them, especially if they are your relatives, your real brothers, your real sisters, your aunt, your uncles, your chacha and your mamu, your khala and pupi. They are your close relatives and your brothers and sisters. So you have to keep on asking them about their financial condition. And without telling them that this is zakat money, you can pay zakat to them after thorough investigation that they are not paying zakat and they are qualified to receive zakat. After thorough investigation, you can give them the zakat if they deserve, without mentioning that this is zakat money. For example, you can give them a tula of gold as gift, which they can sell in the market. You can give them cash in dollars. So this can be done. There is no issue whatsoever. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.